Hello, this is CapCAN Knows, the official podcast of the Capital Area College Access Network. You may be familiar with our newsletter articles of the same name. We are excited to engage the community in conversations about college access. I am your host, Jacob Tkachuk, an AmeriCorps Vista serving with CapCAN. Today is a very special episode because joining me today is Teresa Kmetz, the CEO of the Capital Area United Way. And let's jump right in. First of all, Teresa, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Well, thank you for the invitation.
Awesome. So we will start you off, the very easy one that we start every interview off with. So I would like to know who encouraged you to go to college and why was it important for you to continue your education after high school?
Well, Jake, I grew up in a steel mill region in northwest Indiana, and while many of the jobs in that region did not require a college education, as I grew up, there was an emerging job that came open at steel mills in the area of computer analyst. And my dad was not a college graduate, but he was very fortunate to be able to get on-the-job training that allowed him to be a management staffer at the computer center for his steel mill. He recognized early that college was going to be important moving forward, even in industries such as steel. And so I would just say that I think since I was probably in middle school, there was always an expectation that I would be going to college. My parents let me explore and think about what I would study in college, but there was that strong expectation. I was the first student, the first child in my immediate family to go to college, and I was only the second in my mom's extended family to go to college.
Oh, wow. Well, congratulations. I'm also first generation myself, so, and it's cool. It sounds like we both had very supporting parents. But thank you for sharing that. So as I said before, you are the CEO of the Capital Area United Way here in Lansing. And the United Way has three priorities. The first one being education, the second one being health/basic needs, and the third and final one being financial stability. Could you please talk about these priorities and the alignment between them and college access?
Yeah. United Ways across the nation fights for the health, education, and financial stability of every person in every community. We believe that health, education, and financial stability are the building blocks for a good quality of life and a strong community. Here at the Capital Area, we recognize that success in life begins with a quality education, and yet millions of children and youth across the nation lack the support they need to strengthen their literacy, to stay on track in school, and to graduate high school and ultimately find a career. So locally, we've decided that our goal around education is to ensure children are ready to start kindergarten, that we help students stay in school and graduate, and we do that through funding programs that are responsible for and focused on tutoring and mentoring, early childhood services, working with academic supports out of school and after school, and offering to support parent programs because we know that parents are our children's first teachers.
Right. And I think building that community or that culture is very important, and it's one of CapCAN's primary goals as well in the community. So the alignment there is pretty clear cut.
And that is absolutely one of the reasons that we felt that we needed CapCAN to be part of United Way, was because that alignment, what happens for a child early in their life impacts them throughout their life, and having CapCAN and United Way work together really just strengthens both.
Awesome. So we are going to jump ahead a really bit just to kind of stay on track with that thought. So, and some of our listeners may not know that Capital Area United Way is actually CapCAN's fiduciary. Could you please tell me a little bit more about our partnership other than what we've discussed and how CapCAN aligns with United's Way mission to solve these problems and improve the quality of life for individuals and families in our communities?
So CapCAN was, I'm sure as you know, Jake, started by a group of individuals who came together and really led by the Community Foundation to get the first ever college access network started in this area. And that was a Lansing College Access Network. Over the years, we began to look at the long-term sustainability of CapCAN, and United Way had always been at the table with CapCAN. It was something we believed in and started right at the very beginning to help organize. When the Community Foundation was ready for CapCAN to leave its walls, actually not be part of the Community Foundation's programming any longer, we had an opportunity to bring CapCAN into United Way to be able to provide back office support so that Michelle and the team working with CapCAN are freed up to really devote their time and their energy towards their goals and objectives. You know, as I said before, that fit between our belief that education is a building block for a good life and CapCAN's belief that we can have a college-going culture, a post-secondary going culture. Those fit together so well.
It really does. So once again, thank you so much for sharing that. It's really has been interesting in my year, this past year here, is just to kind of explore that connection and to see the difference in the community that our partnership really has made for a lot of members within the community. So awesome. So we talked about programs, and we've been more on the education side, being, you know, we are the Capital Area College Access Network, and that's our focus. But what other programs or resources does United Way offer the citizens of the capital area?
In addition to funding programs and services around education, financial stability, and health, United Way also provides a number of direct resources to our community. You know, the first one of those is Central Michigan 211. Central Michigan 211 is a comprehensive information and referral service to the residents of the Tri-County area. Any person, any resident in our community can pick up their phone or their cell phone and dial simply 211 to get connected with a highly trained specialist who can help them discover which resources are available to assist them, particularly in times of crisis. Our 211 specialists are there to listen and to help connect. United Way is pleased to be part of this. We're pleased to be part of the leadership team for the Central Michigan 211, and we're pleased to be able to bring that service to this community. The other one that I would really want to point out to the listeners is our Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program, or VITA. Volunteer Income Tax Assistance is a free tax service provided to households that make less than $55,000 a year. And a team of volunteers supported by a full-time staff and IRS trained and certified, and provide volunteer income tax preparation designed to make sure that we're putting some more dollars back to work in our local communities. And really, VITA and 211 fit together beautifully, because when someone is looking for a VITA appointment, they will contact 211 to get scheduled.
Right. And so, as everyone is aware, I am a AmeriCorps Vista, and would VITA, for example, somebody in my position or as a Vista might need help with tax preparation or those financial services. Would we Vistas be eligible for some of these referral services?
Absolutely. You know, it doesn't take an absolute crisis for someone to be eligible for supports and services. It could be that you decided as a parent, Jake, that you wanted to find a mentor for your child. 211 is there to help connect you with mentoring programs throughout our area. It could be that you would like to learn more about volunteering and giving back. 211 can help connect you with opportunities to volunteer and give back. So there are very, very extensive resources that are available. And so we encourage anyone who has needs around information and referral to contact 211.
All right, well, thank you so much. I'll have to share some of that information with my fellow Vistas and other people in my life, so thank you again. Community volunteers are an important piece of many successful service projects, and you did mention your volunteer opportunities for people if they wanted to call those referral services. How can people best get involved in the community?
Well, that's a great question. We know that meaningful community solutions require more than just money or programs or policy. Change that's real and lasting, that benefits everyone, is only possible when we work together, when we roll up our sleeves and put our time and our talent where it's most needed. United Way has a volunteer portal. So on our website, www.micauw.org, you can go click the link that says volunteer and get into a volunteer portal that will match you with volunteer opportunities that meets your time availability, your interest level. You can volunteer for things that are one-time only events like our upcoming Days of Caring, or you can volunteer for a longer term, more consistent volunteer opportunities. You know, there's so many volunteer opportunities listed on our portal. And as we get ready for income tax season again, because it'll roll around faster than we can imagine.
Oh yeah.
We'll be looking for volunteer tax preparers, individuals who are interested in being trained on how to complete taxes. So those volunteers are an important part to our college-going culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because to complete your FAFSA, you need to have your tax information. And for some families, that's tough. And so if we can have a family come in and get their taxes completed and get ready to be able to do their FAFSA, we're promoting a college-going culture. We'd encourage anyone who would be interested in learning a little bit more about volunteer engagement to go over to our website and click the volunteer link.
Excellent. And for our viewers, these links will also be in the description below. So please feel free to check them out and take advantage of these opportunities to give back to your community as well. So once again, thank you for sharing that with us. And many people have noted that as we are advancing further and further through time, that the charitable landscape is changing. So why is it important for people to give back to the community and invest in United Way?
Jake, change starts with your listeners. When a listener gives locally to an organization such as United Way or to the Capital Area College Access Network, they are providing the resources needed in our community. When someone gives to United Way, they provide resources to over 120,000 individuals. People who may be their neighbor, their friend, a family member, a coworker, someone they may never meet, but they're touching the lives of over 120,000 people with their gift. You know, we provide resources that provide help through difficult times, that increase student success, that improve financial security. And we do that by joining together with our friends and our coworkers. And it's about giving of ourselves, lending a hand as a volunteer, using our voices to advocate for those who cannot advocate for themselves, and giving our resources to support community programs and services.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And speaking of giving back to the community and community involvement, The Capital Area United Way is celebrating its 100th year anniversary this year. And many members of the community have shown their support for an organization that has shown their support for almost a century in this community. Could you tell us a little bit about the organization's history here in the capital area and how we are celebrating the centennial?
Absolutely. 100 years ago, community members realized they couldn't solve the great needs in a community at the time individually, and so they band together to raise enough money to solve issues. The very first community-wide campaign helped to take care of local community issues like a Spanish flu influenza, a major winter blizzard that caused coal shortages and increased coal prices, and being able to support and care for widows and orphans due to World War I.
Oh, wow.
So we use that same type of process of identifying the community's major issues and working to find solutions to them. And so every year we hold a major annual fundraiser so that we can raise the dollars needed to address those issues and allow everyone the opportunity to be part of that community solution. Over the last 100 years, we've invested over $330 million to support local programs and services.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's very exciting. And we're excited to celebrate our 100th. We've got some great community partners. We're working on putting together a time capsule that will feature the logos of those organizations that partner with United Way in this next year. We have an MSU dairy store flavor, the Red Feather. We'll be working on a few other rollouts of some special 100th anniversary items. And then we'll be wrapping up our 100th year with a gala on October 19th, 2019. We invite our community to attend, and they can learn more again at our website.
Awesome. And we will be linking everything that you've talked about today down in the description below. And I highly recommend the Red Feather Swirl. It's delicious as a milkshake as well. And Teresa, thank you so much for talking with me today. I know we have talked many a time before, and I know we could talk for even longer, but our time is running out, and I have one last question for you. So we end every interview with CapCAN Knows, where you would state your name and what you know. So I ask you, Ms. Kmetz, who are you and what do you know?
My name is Teresa Kmetz, and I know the power of a caring community to improve lives.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And once again, I want to thank you, Teresa, for coming on the podcast to chat with me.
Well, thank you, Jake.
So for more information on Capital Area United Way and CapCAN both, the link to the websites will be in the description below. Be sure to follow us at CapCAN on our social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or visit our website at capcan.org. Thank you all for listening to us today, and we will see you again very soon.